Hey, welcome back to another edition of Babyface Brew Review. My name is Alex. I'll be walking you guys and gals through this review for the next few minutes here today. As you can tell by the bottle on your screen, we're going to Lagunitas Brewing Company out of Petaluma, California and Chicago, Illinois. And this is their latest limited release, which is available in 22-ounce bombers and on draft, where you can get Lagunitas beer, which is basically everywhere these days. This is a ale brewed with mango juice, is what they're calling it. Don't know if it's a pale ale or IPA, but this is their MOZANGO, which is very similar from what I did some research on to their Fusion 31, which was also called MOZANGO. That was about a double IPA, 9% alcohol by volume. Kind of similar from what I looked into. They're also using Mosaic hops at the time there. They're using Mosaic and Simcoe here. So some parallels there. This is a little lower ABV, getting into the specs of the beer. I already told you about the Simcoe, Mosaic, and mango juice. But it's 7.7% alcohol by volume and 49 IBUs. So a little lower IBU content from what we're used to from Lagunitas. So kind of cool to see there. Getting into the ratings of the beer, there is nothing out there yet for this specific beer. There's nothing on Beer Advocate. We've got about 8 ratings on Untappd, about 4.0 caps, so solid stuff there. From what I could find, Beer Advocate, we're right around 4 there from the old MOZANGO, the 9% one, and then about 4.01 caps from the Fusion 31 MOZANGO. So relatively new. Get your hands on them. You can find it. I'm sure it's under $5 a bomber from Lagunitas, which is exceptional value. So without further ado, let's crack the cap on the 2018 MOZANGO limited release from Lagunitas Brewing Company. This was sent to me in the mail from Lagunitas, really fresh, Julian code date on the neck, printed 2/29, which is putting it in that kind of middle of August 17th, for you those kind of date freaks out there like myself. So let's get into a glass here. I can already smell the mango just billowing right out of the bomber here. I mean, it's crazy. And pouring a nice kind of golden amberish hue here, as we can see. Awesome clarity. It looks like a little something easy, or maybe 12th of Never in the glass there. Really awesome clarity. Mild bubble streaming up. Tad aggressive pour on my behalf there. Soap sudsy bubbles at the top. Very white, frothy looking head. Beautiful in the glass. Swirl it around. See if some sticky glass lacing clings to the edges. Certainly does from Lagunitas. We come to love and expect. So let's get into aroma on this bad boy. Gosh, yeah, just juice party. I mean, it's just exploding out of the glass. I mean, big mango juice. I almost get kind of like a little bit of like a really big tropical sweetness, almost like a papaya. Maybe a kiss of pineapple. Almost kind of smells like Pog, but mango dominated, which actually in Pog is passion orange guava. There's no mango in there. But you do get kind of this maybe passion fruit, pineapple, papaya kind of note to it. Big mango, obviously. A little bit of citrus zest and peel in there for sure. Then you also pick up some of the earthy, kind of like almost pine needle-like notes we come to expect in some of the Lagunitas beers, the West Coast IPAs. Kind of the sweet caramel malt there almost. Maybe even a touch of wheat. I could be off on that, but I'm kind of getting a little bit of that. I get that Lagunitas yeast strain. Maybe a touch of spiciness from that earthiness component. Really nice smelling stuff. Definitely a little bit of Simcoe in there. Definitely not one-dimensional. It's not all mango. I mean, there's definitely some, other complexities to this beer from the hop profile that they're using. Smells really nice. All right, I'm diving in. Cheers, pros, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is MOZANGO from Lagunitas Brewing Company, Petaluma, California. That's awesome. I mean, straight up, that is awesome. Wow. Yeah. Up front, you get kind of this like caramel bready sweetness that we get in some of the Lagunitas beers. Almost maybe like a flaked oat element. I might be off again there, but that's what I kind of get. I'm almost It has a little bit of an Equinox characteristic to it. If you guys remember Equinox Pale Ale from Lagunitas, which was like a seasonal March release they had. I haven't had it the last couple of years. One of my favorite beers from them, actually, just in terms of drinkability. But I get that kind of like oaty note almost. So really interesting there up front with the malt base. But then, boom, mango show all the way. Big, big mango juice. You get the pineapple a little bit of papaya note as well. Maybe even a kiss of like peach or a stone fruit there. Really, really nice stuff. Then it transcends from all that mango juice and that tropical fruits into some of the citrus zest. You get a little bit of maybe like kiss of red grapefruit as well. Then you start to get into the pine note, a little bit of floraliness there, and then there's kind of like this earthy, faint herbaceous note on the back end as it goes down. Really, really smooth. The bitterness is nice and mild. It's not overwhelming at all. It comes and then it goes. It doesn't coat your palate like some of the other, Lagunitas IPAs do. Some of the ones in terms of higher ABV. But for 7.7%, there's nothing. I mean, it drinks. It looks like a little something easier, 12th than ever in the glass, and it certainly drinks like that. But the body is fantastic. Getting into that mouthfeel here, it's a nice medium to light body, and it's super slick on the palate. Maybe even a touch oily. Really, really drinkable, really refreshing and crisp. I mean, I could just slam this thing. It's so smooth. Yeah, and as I drink more into it, it is a little like slick and sticky, but it's not overly sweet, if that makes sense. The sweetness is really counteracted by the bitterness. It's not overly sweet. You think, oh, ale brewed with mango juice and a bunch of hops, and then, we have some Lagunitas beers like Lucky 13 or, Bitter Oats a few years ago where it's just like, it's super sweet, almost like syrupy, like Waldo's. This is not that. It certainly is not. So with all that said and considered, this is getting a 93 from me. This is an A beer for sure. I would put it, 93, 94 right in there. This is awesome. Value-wise, availability, drinkability, and the flavor on this bad boy, it's awesome. So 93 from me, but that's not what matters. Matters to you guys and gals think, so you can let me know by leaving it all in the comment section down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What did you think of the 2018 MOZANGO from Lagunitas Brewing Company? I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I say it every single time. So until next time, cheers, Prost. We'll see y'all again on Bay Face Brew Review.